So, what's a seller leaseback? You may have heard about this, and if you've been in a transaction, all of a sudden the seller says, I tried. Anyway, um, seller says, I'm willing to close escrow, but I can't move for about, 15 days. So it's a negotiated concept, negotiated um, in the transaction in which the buyer leases the property back to the seller for a specified period of time. So, for instance, a lot of times what happens is seller is closing escrow, but they can't move into the next property yet. The maximum amount that you're looking at for time, usually for that specified period of time, is 30 days. 10, 10, 10, 10. And that's usually because the buyer's lender will look at it as if it's longer than 30 days, then it's looking like the buyer got an owner-occupied loan, but they're really getting they're having a tenant in the property, and that's kind of illegal. So you want to make sure that there is a specific document that talks about seller leaseback in your transaction, and make sure that that's filled out correctly with the information so that the lender is aware that this is just a short-term process. And what happens is the seller will pay a prorated principal, interest, taxes, and insurance back to the buyer because the buyer is not living in the property yet. So I've had it happen many times in my transactions. It's not unusual. It's seen a lot. Unless things have changed, this is how it's been. So if you need help on a transaction or understanding some of the definitions, feel free to send me a message down below, because there's a lot of different words in our vocabulary when you're purchasing a home or even when you're selling a home. So you may want to get, a little dictionary of definitions, and I can help you with a lot of them. In 40 plus years, I've learned a lot, and if I don't know, I actually ask. So the other thing I wanted to mention is, have you ever noticed that especially women, you find your favorite lipstick, you find your favorite moisturizer, and all of a sudden they've either changed the packaging or they're no longer selling the product. So I found that a lot of my products that I've been using, I'm having to go online to buy from other companies, maybe the original manufacturer, or maybe another company that's supplying this product. And I guess that's why we all are shopping online. And so send me a message and tell me how many times you've had to deal with this. Think of the favorite. It's usually a favorite lipstick color, and all of a sudden, forget this. All of a sudden, it's not happening. They don't have it in stock. They're not making it anymore. You may be able to find one online because somebody still has it, which I did with a couple of colors that I really liked. But, what about you? What have you missed out on? What product, what service, what color have you always loved and it's no longer available? I know sometimes what you see is, even at some of our favorite restaurants, they're no longer serving that particular favorite little meal. And you're going, I don't want to go there anymore because that was the only thing I ate. So, do you have any favorites that are no longer around? So call me back, send me a text, send me a message down below. Let's chat. Let's find out what else is going on in your life, because that's some of the things that are going on in my life. But really, if you need some help with your next real estate transaction, give me a call. Carol Gilles, Fredericks Realty, 310-864-9738. It's a beautiful Wednesday. It's a wild Wednesday, but get outside and enjoy the weather. Have a great one. See you guys next week. Bye.